So one of my followers was asking if how we handle if we have misunderstandings or disagreements or conflicts. All right. I want you to answer the question.
How we
handle if we have like conflict
Well,
and disagreement.
number one
Argument.
number one is just communication. But in order to communicate, you have to communicate in a loving, kind, honest way. So you have to first. We just went through this last night.
Yes.
You
But
have
don't
to.
talk about
You,
don't talk about what's the cause.
I was gonna make a joke about you eating my ice cream or something, but I'm too tired to come up with something. In order to do it in a loving, kind, honest way, you have to set whatever you're upset about, whatever you're angry about. Anger comes from pain
Right.
or fear. You have to set aside your anger so that you can effectively
Listen.
so that you can effectively communicate your fear or your pain, because it's the fear or the pain that you have to be honest with yourself about and honest with your partner about, so that you can fix that. If you just talk about your anger, it's not going to get to the root of the matter. It's not going to solve the issue. So you have to, number one, be honest. Let that shit go. You can't be angry. You have to let your anger go.
Yes.
Like we had all just like this wasn't last night. It was a couple nights ago.
Yes.
You brought up an issue, and I had to set aside my anger and my fear and my pain to listen to you. And I was really glad that I did that, even though I thought I had handled something correctly. I listened to your perspective, and by setting my bullshit aside, my fear and my pain and my resulting anger about it, and listening to you, I was able to realize that not only were you right, but the value of realizing that was that I realized I had handled the situation in my own life incorrectly and hadn't set a boundary that I realized I really wish I would have set. And it taught
Yeah.
me that there was a new boundary in my life that I needed to set that would benefit me. So even though you were the one initially that was maybe angry or frustrated
Yes.
about something,
Yes.
instead of me responding angry and frustrated back at you, I set my shit aside.
Instead of you saying that I was too
you were wrong
sensitive
or trying to
overly-
debate you
Yes.
or trying to prove that I
Yes.
was right. I just listened
Or-
and was able to realize that, like, not only were you right and I was wrong in that situation, it was to my benefit that I learned that, because it ended up helping me. You winning the like normally it would be an argument, right? Normally
Yeah.
it would be, well, I
Yeah.
think I'm right because of this, I think I'm right because
you're
of
just
that.
too
You can't
sensitive
debate.
or
You can't
overreacting
debate
or-
who's right or wrong. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about listening to each other's perspectives and listening to your own perspective and why you're making the decisions you're making. Because the benefit is two people communicating can come up with better solutions for either of you personally or for both of you as a couple.
First, you have to be calm.
You have to be calm. You have to be
Yes.
calm. And sometimes you're not in a place to be calm, and that's okay too. If you can't talk about it right now, you just have to set a time in the future when you can.
Right.
Even if it's, I need 10 minutes to simmer down and then let's discuss this. If your partner says that to you, go with it. Even though you're totally mad and you want to get to the bottom of it right this minute, it's better for both of you if you take that 10 minutes or even 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and you wait till
You have to always
there's an
communicate.
old phrasing. There's an old phrase. When cooler heads prevail, you'll always talk about things better when both of you are calm. You can't go into a communication when you're both upset or angry. What's my acronym? Hungry, tired,
and
emotional, or sick.
Sick.
Yeah, or sick. Like tired, hungry, emotional, or sick. If you're any of those things, fix those things first before you try to evaluate your own life or evaluate a problem in your relationship. But by setting aside your own anger and your own frustration and communicating about the pain, not the anger, the pain that made you angry to begin with and why it hurt you, why you're hurting. Both of you are hurting about something. You have to talk about what you're hurting about, not what you're angry about, and not with anger. If you can talk about your hurt with each other honestly, and keep in mind that the goal can't be for each of you winning an argument. The goal has to be effectively communicating through the issue so
And
that you
how
solve
you
it
solve the problem.
and you can recognize it quicker in the future and solve it quicker in the future so that when those problems come up again, you just get better and better and better
Yeah,
at,
and it will not
at
happen
solving
again.
at solving problems as a couple so that you identify them quicker so they don't become big giant problems. Like you both
Yeah.
go, oh wait, hey, I'm really hungry right now. I'm getting
I'm
frustrated.
sick.
We need to like get out of this situation and go eat and stop trying to force whatever it is we're trying to get done right now. Whatever the issue is, you get better at identifying
Yeah.
an issue quicker so that it doesn't get bigger. And because you've done that a bunch of times, when one does come up, you're able to get through it really quickly. It doesn't become a 3-day argument about taking the fucking trash out or something stupid.
And you
It's-
have to be self-aware.
You have to be self-aware. You have to really question yourself. Like, you know, when you said that thing to me
Yeah.
the other night, I like really thought about how I was feeling when I was making that decision and how I felt after I made that decision, what the ramifications of that were. And I was like, wow, you know, I really didn't feel totally comfortable when I made that decision. And now that she said this, I feel differently about that decision that I made. And I would have made it, like I told you in the moment, I wish I had made that decision differently. And in the future, I will make the decision completely differently. And it helped me solidify an area of my life that I hadn't really had an opportunity to decide how I wanted to deal with that part of my life. And now moving forward, I know how to deal with that part of my life. It's just something I hadn't thought about. I didn't realize it was a new thing that I needed to like kind of figure out.
Yeah.
What's my strategy going to be dealing with this issue in the future? And it really helped me. It really, really, really helped me. And at the end of it, I looked at you and I said, you know, this is why I love you, because we are able to go into issues together and come out not only better with the issue, but better as a couple. Like the way you spoke to me that night convinced me, like there's, again, this happens all the time because we always communicate about our issues. We always get to the bottom of them. We always work through them. Each time you do that, it gives you so much faith in your significant other that you can calmly, effectively, lovingly communicate through any issue that you know that there's like no issue you can't overcome. There's no issue you and I can't overcome. We've been through so many issues over the last year and dealt with them in such a positive way and learned so much about communicating with each other. And we're so effective at that now that when we do have an issue and we do realize now that like you can't ignore an issue, you gotta talk about
Yeah.
it. It's fucking shitty. Nobody likes
And it's
talking
part of
about
the
issues.
relationship.
Yeah, it's the biggest part of a relationship. That's the work in a relationship. Aside and sitting down and having long, difficult conversations
And figure it out together.
together. Like
So that's
it.
I admire his his maturity.
My joy. She was way more mature than I was the other night. Way more mature, and it really impressed me, and it convinced me once again I'm with the right person.